Good morning, my second grade friends. I am here again, Mrs. Miller, to talk to you about more poems. So today you're going to have an opportunity to write another poem for us. And I'm going to share with you a couple of poems of my favorites in this book, The Bug in Teacher's Coffee. And I'm going to talk about the elements of a poem. We've talked a lot about poetry so far. So the word elements means the different types of words, elements of poems. So what you could do right now is, if you haven't already, make sure you have your journal out. You can be recording these notes, or you can go back and look later. And also you could have your book of poetry out as well. So you may want to use this to go back when you're writing your poem to get some ideas. So the elements of poems. So we're looking for some of the ways that a poet or a person who creates the poems, how they create their words. So I'm going to start with the first one called B. I'll scare you kids in room 1. Buzz. I'll scare the kids in room 2. Buzz. Probably see a pattern. I'll scare the kids in room 3. Buzz. I'll scare the kids in room 4. Buzz. I'll scare the kids in room 5. Buzz. Help! Someone's after me. I'm buzzing back to the hive. So one element of this poem is called, I'm just going to use words that stand out. Things that pop out. So kind of like the word buzz. It stands out. It just doesn't say buzz, because that's kind of boring. So poets like to kind of make some excitement in their writing. So buzz and the word help, really big, help. So words that stand out, buzz and help. The next poem I want to share with you. Oh, let me go back to that. Another pattern that I forgot to mention, I think you might see the number pattern in here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm going to use just the word patterns. Patterns can be anything. It can be numbers, it can be words. I'm just going to use the example as numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Or it can count backwards. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Either way. All right. The next is a shape. The way that the words make shapes in your poem. I'm going to use the word, or the title slide. If you notice, there's a really big slide here. And I can see the words kind of going down along with this little boy. Wee, wee. Children love to slide down me. I'm going to use the word shapes here. So words can take shapes. And I'm going to draw my slide. It's going down, and I'm just going to go wee. And you don't have to make the slide, but it just kind of adds some detail of the way that the words go down. And we talked about this earlier this week, something that you guys were all so really good with, and it's called rhyming. And I'm going to use this sample right here because I love snow. And this is a pretty cute story right here. Snowflakes peeking in the window. Excuse me, snowflake peeking in the window. Because I do see a few snowflakes, but only one with eyes, and a nose and mouth. Lots of shapes there. It would be super cool if snowflakes went to school. So you notice, again, rhyming words you can add in your poem. Cool and school. So those are some elements. You can always add some more here. You can pause the video and catch up at any time. But I'm going to come over to the other side now, and I'm going to write a poem with you. And then you'll have an opportunity. So the first thing that I talked about earlier, I'm going to move us over there, is you want to come up with a topic. I shared my dog Ginger. This one is going to be about a waterfall. I love to hike up into the woods, and I love to see waterfalls. And I saw a most amazing waterfall when I was hiking this summer. So I'm going to title that The Waterfalls. It can be waterfall, either way. I'm going to use all of this page because I have a feeling my poem is going to get kind of long. So I'm going to try to use some of these elements over here in the poem. I'm going to start with a water. I'm going to bring the word fall down here and make it really big. A waterfall can be very, I wonder if you can think of a word that rhymes with fall. I'm sure you were thinking of it tall. It can be very tall. And if you notice in a mountain way up high, it starts out small, looks really small, and then it eventually gets really big. So way up high, it starts off. I'm gonna write the word small, really small. Really small. It starts off small. And then it will, come on, what this word up here? Then it will fall with a kind of crash into I'm going to use the word giant, really big, giant splash. Comes into a giant splash. So there's my poem, Waterfalls. A waterfall can be very tall. It starts off small, and then it will fall with a kind of crash into a giant splash. An exclamation mark there. So now it's your turn. You're going to go ahead and write your own poem and upload it into Seesaw.